Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
I'm Will Leggetter.
And today we start our third, if you count Knowing Me, Knowing You. I don't know why you wouldn't. It was a TV show.
It was.
But our next, that was just a 1F episode.
Our fan picked.
This is true. We did a big poll. And the 4 shows, Peep Show won. Oh, spoilers, it's Peep Show. I mean, you know that because you pressed on it.
And hopefully I've done a lovely picture.
Yes, hopefully. You haven't done it yet, but but I'm sure it will be lovely. Unless it's shit, and then people will go, they're talking about a really shit picture. Do they know? Little did they know. No, it'll be marvellous, as they all are. Peep Show, and then it was Mad Men, then it was Twin Peaks, and big surprise, actually.
I'm surprised IT Crowd did as bad as it did.
Yeah. IT Crowd was the bottom of the poll.
We should have fixed it in hindsight. We should have messed around with the numbers.
But again, it's not a best of the worst situation. These are 4 shows that were all arguably excellent. Peep Show, I'm sure by the end of it, I will thoroughly enjoy. I don't know.
I think you'll get to the stage where you will very happily go for another watch. You won't just finish. I think you will watch it again.
See, I'm not getting that vibe.
Just shoot.
You tell us. You talk about first, Will. This is an upteen watch. This is an obscene. This is more than a rewatch.
For me, this is. We must be over 100 times watched now. It's
the whole way through, or specific episodes, obviously.
All series.
You genuinely think you've watched all 54 episodes 100 times each?
Yeah. Why not? It's one of those things that I love so much. That as soon as I've finished Series 9, Episode 6, I'll start from 1-1 all over again. Oh, it's so good. This is always, especially, I'm not really a big fan of listening to music when I revise or work, etc. I like to listen to a conversation, people talking, so this is something that's really good in the background, rather than watching a new series that I want to, if I've never seen it before, I want to watch it. But I know what's happening and it's familiar and it's quite good as a sort of radio-esque sort of thing, because obviously they're speaking from their own personal opinions as well as out loud. So it's funny. It's very good.
I could never do that. There are a lot of times I put lyric music on when I'm working, and I can't do that. I mainly listen to scores or classical music. I could never. I could never just have a bunch of shows on. Even if I'd seen them before to the extent that you have. I could never, like IT Crowd, I could never put IT Crowd on just in the background whilst I'm working. That would never.
I think I just get a bit lonely, and I like there to be someone else there talking to me.
Yeah, I'm a big podcast guy.
So am I. It's so much, in fact, that we've started. Yeah, we haven't.
But I listen to a lot of podcasts. So in a way, I guess that's. But also, I could never just have it. I hate the term background. I could never imagine. Maybe I'll play a bit of Minesweeper or something if it's dull, or if it's a rewatch for a reason or whatever. But if I'm not, it must be bad to call it a background thing. That's what a piece of a solid film or whatever should consume you entirely. It shouldn't.
Okay.
I don't know. And same with my big rewatch is Mad Men, but even that, I do about one a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of Mad Men.
What is it? It's 6 13s and 1 14. Go on, maths head. What's that? It's 88, isn't it?
Sure.
I can't remember. But and they're obviously an hour each. Well, no, they're 47 minutes. But
86.
Yeah, 86 sounds right. And so obviously, but I like to give that a year each time so that I can, forget things. I don't forget much, but I do forget like small things. I obviously don't forget any of the big things.
Yeah.
But and I also have that a bit with comedies. Like I'm giving myself a little bit of time. I've bought all the Veep DVDs. My controversial opinion is I prefer Veep to The Thick of It. I mean, I prefer it in the sense that they're both excellent shows and they're both written by the same guy. I don't know what it is. I just think Veep's better and funnier, but who knows? I'm giving it a little bit of time to rewatch Veep so that I forget some of those great jokes.
Yeah.
Whereas IT Crowd or Inside Number 9 or League or even Psychoville now, it has gone to another level of just osmosis. Yeah. Guess what, Will? I'm going to spoil you. With a few fun facts.
Thank you very much. I'm excited.
Super Hands was originally written with Danny Dyer in mind.
I can see that. Obviously, the thing about Super Hands is Series 1 is not very prominent, but as obviously they liked. Is it Matt King that plays him?
Matt King, yes.
Yeah, love him. He's in the Paddington movies as well. But he gets more prominent and he gets more to do and he becomes more outlandish. And Super Hands is my favourite character. By Series 9,
favourite character.
Yeah, that's what you hear from a lot of people. I was talking to someone the other day who was like, "Yeah, Series 1 they've just started getting it's Peep Show. Series 1, 2, 3, really didn't like this Super Hands guy. It's just really annoying, bit of a dick." But the writers probably realised that and they reinvent his character, and he's very good.
And also the name.
Super Hands.
Just call him Hands. Why is he called Super Hands?
Because he's super, Tom.
It's a bit like, it's the classic thing of like just druggy humour. But I like well done druggy humour. Like Big Lebowski is one of my favourite films ever made. We've done a Dazed and Confused episode. But like I rewatched The Festival. It was on Channel 4.
Christ.
Yeah, we saw it me and my ex saw it in the cinema because it was the day that she went to Leeds Fest and she, for some reason, thought...
As a rehearsal.
Yeah, no, they came out before I think she was watching Gorillas or whatever. Or was it Kasabian? I can't remember. And
Kasabian.
And the, and they, what do you call it? They filmed one of the group scenes there. One of the crowd scenes.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
She thought that she'd be more than an ant, but she obviously wasn't. So I had to sit through it. And then we watched it again on Channel 4. Because there are 3 good parts. There is Jermaine Clement's really funny. The blowed up allergic reaction, Noel Fielding's really funny. And I thought the Smurf dream life sequence was quite funny and took to an extreme. I think that Simon, what's his real name?
Oh, he'll be called Joe Thomas.
He's not funny at all. He's not charismatic. He's not funny. He can't lead a film. Where do you sit on In-Betweeners? In-Betweeners is something I watched.
I used to love it. I go back to it and I cringe more. The more I watch it, the more I age. But I still love it. It's got a big heart in my place in my heart.
I don't know what it is. I could just never see myself rewatching it.
Yeah. Okay. I was always a Simon. Like that's what I was called at school. Because I used to have my hair up like his as well.
But I've never found it. I was watching The Festival and there was a part where my sister just went, is this glorifying drug use? And it was the Smurf, oh, let's all get fucking jumped up and dance around like fucking twats. Just annoys me. It's just not funny. And then I remember watching it in the cinema and everybody laughing like idiots and like, oh yeah, that's like Alan or whatever. When that guy and he turns up. I'm not out of it. I know I sound like a grumpy old man, but I'm not out of it. But I just, I've never found it funny. And so I do hope that Super Hands becomes more than just a
I think you'll be
gimmick.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I hope I'm eating my words. I want you to have a big plate of humble pie. Better show.
Yeah, I'd agree. But that's comparing. Yeah.
How about this one for another Super Hands possible casting? Russell Brand auditioned.
No, he's too funny.
Mm. In an interview for The Culture Show, Jesse Armstrong and Sam Bain, the two creators, said that the two main inspirations were the scene in Annie Hall with the subtitles.
Hey, I bet that made you smile.
It did make me smile. And the documentary Being Caprice, which was inspired by Being John Malkovich, which uses the obvious the POV during when he's inside John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Peep Show was originally set to be called POV, but they thought that it would sound too gimmicky. Before we dive into the episodes, I think I should get this out of the way now. I think the show is nauseating. I genuinely, I hate the way it's filmed. And if it wasn't for the good performances and most of the writing, But then I actually watched the American pilot. Have you ever watched the American pilot? It's on YouTube. Don't watch it, or do watch it. Watch it for like 5 minutes, like I did. And that's not POV.
No.
And it's just really
the American
weird.
remake is very bad. I think I have seen it.
It's the one with the Big Bang Theory guy, who's the kid from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
And obviously the dynamics off and all that.
It's British humour. It's British cringe that American can't do, except with the US office. But that's because they adapted it for American audiences, and it works for them.
And the first season of US Office is the worst because it's trying to be UK Office.
Yeah.
And
they find themselves though, and it's wonderful.
We split.
I love US Office.
Yeah, we split.
Yeah.
I love and prefer UK Office. I think you prefer US, don't you?
Yeah, I like that. Ricky Gervais was one of his awards evenings. He was like, UK Office. We only needed 2 series. Yeah. I find quality. I love that.
Quality over quantity. It's right. How many episodes of 40 Towers were there? 12, and they're done. Yeah. And that's it. How many episodes? Extras. 12 and a Christmas special. Office. 12 and a Christmas special.
Extras. Christmas special is probably my favourite of all time. One
of my favourite Christmas movies ever. But what else was I going to say? It's nauseating.
POV, yeah.
Yeah, the POV.
There's an interview with David Mitchell saying don't do POV. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Well, because it's just difficult to act because it's start stop, isn't it? You got to record every scene twice, talking to a camera, then swapping.
It's just gimmicky. I mean, it is the show. It makes the show what it is, and it separates it from other shows.
I find the weirdest thing is when people kiss.
That's
the strange.
Disgusting. Kissing and eating. I nearly threw up. The bits that were quite funny were like the sex stuff, where the sex angles. But we've seen that in like Superbad or whatever. I mean, Superbad came out 5 years after that. Yeah, we've seen the let's call it the sex angle. With the humping and the pumping, and but it's just nauseating. Anyway,
series. I think they stopped using it in series 2. Series 1, they experiment with using like helmet cameras, so a lot of the angles are strange.
Jesus Christ!
But they stopped using that for series 2 because they realised it just doesn't work. But that some shots are very not like that.
my auntie Sam has motion sickness, and she like can't watch found footage movies. Like she didn't know that District 9 was a found footage movie, and she had to leave the cinema. And she once said, "I can't watch Peep Show." And I was like, "It can't be that bad." And I agree. I was nearly sick. Oh my God! Thank God I'm only doing 6 a fortnight or whatever.
Let's dive in.
Yes.
Series 1.
Series 1. Yeah. So as always, we will rank. In the middle of each ranking, we have our 5 categories, which Will has decided this time and is going to illuminate us with in between. So let's kick off. Number 6.
Number 6. I've gone for episode 1.
Oh, I've gone for The Interview.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So number 5.
Funeral.
No, I've gone for Warring Factions. I've gone for episode number 1.
Okay, we'll do Warring Factions.
We'll talk about Warring Factions. And one apt way to start with
episode 1.
Indeed. So we meet our characters.
It's a character introduction episode. There's no way about it. But I think that final sequence is very good with the whole cancer misunderstanding. That's funny.
With Dracula Lady.
Yes.
Who we know as Shithead of the Year award.
Yes.
Lady.
Great. I love all the actors that cross over in our favourite shows.
Yes.
I love the old woman when they're playing the head game. She's like, "Is it Jamie Oliver?" And Jeremy's like, "No, you're a cock muncher."
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. I enjoyed that. Yeah. I thought that was I thought the whole party. I like Tony. Yeah. I think she's funny.
Yeah, Tony's great.
I really like Tony. Unless this has not been made clear to the audience, I've never watched Peep Show. So you're getting both angles of this. I am watching every episode as they come. So if, I don't know, as you talked about the Superhound's development character, whatever, if people get worse or if they're the most. Also, I don't know any of the memes. Will said to me the other day that you're about to watch one of the best episodes ever. I know nothing. So if I like a character who everybody hates, or if my favorite episode ever is, I don't know, one of the famously shit ones, this is all me. This is me. Look out. Terrible. No. You'll never get a Greatest Showman episode. Abysmal. One of the worst films I've ever seen in a cinema. And I watched it on the opening weekend, so I'm not saying it just because it's popular.
I'll tell you what, Mike. I think we might do one just as a piss take, because I miss the episodes where we just look at a shit movie. Or I can imagine it would be more of a blog sort of thing where we just tear it apart in a blog format.
No.
I'd like to do a
Greatest Showman. The Greatest Showman, Will. I'll read it. No, I watched it on the opening weekend, so I wasn't, and I genuinely thought this is one of the most mediocre films ever. And then suddenly, week after week, everybody loved it, and it was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I genuinely couldn't believe it.
The thing that I think I was most upset about is that no one knows Barnum.
True, yeah.
Like Barnum.
Yeah, an all around generally funny episode. Yeah. The great payoff of the him chasing after the kids with the steel pipe.
Yes.
Are you ready? Did you know that Tony's flat is the same flat as the Mark and Jeremy's flat? The production team just redecorated it.
Oh, very good. Because I know later on they obviously don't film on site anymore, and they recreate in a studio the flat.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I didn't know that was a fun fact. I'm loving these.
Thank you.
I'll provide the comedy, and you can provide the information,
the statistics. Olivia Colman, just wonderful.
Oh. I love Olivia Colman.
What's your favourite Olivia Colman thing?
I've not seen The Favourite.
The Favourite was excellent, yeah. The Favourite was really
Peep Show I love. Broadchurch. She's very good in Broadchurch. I've done that for the first time the other month.
How far are you in?
I did all three.
Oh, have you done it? Oh, right, yeah. What a great first... Well, I say great first season. Great final episode. I don't know what it is. That bloody
She's great in Hot Fuzz. I love her in Hot Fuzz.
She is great in Hot Fuzz. I do. Olivia Colman,
is.
what can I say? She's a wonderful
Yeah.
woman. She's also great in Tyrannosaur, which is a really good independent movie directed by Paddy Considine, which is very harrowing, a very rough watch, but definitely worth it if you sit through. Yeah, so Warring Factions is my number 5. You've said your number 5, Will?
Yeah, Funeral.
No. So your number 4 is
On the Pull.
My number 4 is On the Pull, so we can lock that in.
Hey.
On the Pull.
Should mention this is episode 3.
Yes, episode 3.
I do love it when they give episodes names.
It's so much easier. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's, knowing me, knowing you, show 4, show whatever. When it comes to Twin Peaks, we'll go off for the German release. They named the episodes, and they're all
in German though.
Yeah, die Spunta de zwei Pack, die zwei Pigs. So we'll go off them, but they're all good names. They're all like suited. One of them's what is it? Zen or the way to kill a man or something.
Oh, very good.
They're all very funny names. On the Pull.
On the Pull.
Ray Von. You didn't tell me Ray Von was in this.
Yes. The surprise.
Scream if you want to go faster.
It's,
My balls are black and blue. I've just beaten them with a mallet. What am I playing? Arguably a better show, but anyway. Oh,
no.
I definitely put Phoenix Nights above Peep Show.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix Nights is better than Peep Show. I will agree. This is when you first really get to see more of the conflict between Mark and Jeff. I love Jeff.
Yes.
I think he's great.
Does Jeff stick around? Is he a role player?
Yeah, Jeff's a leading character. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
We like Jeff. I think it's great. I found this quite annoying because I'm not. It was just a very samey sort of episode. All in the I like the bowling alley. But when Sophie and Jeff turn up, that's when it gets best.
That's when it
then
gets
you've got him showing off, and he's throwing the shopping down. That's good.
Yeah. The whole it's more. Oh, I'm so high. Look at me.
Yeah, no, that bit's not really. I
disagree with you. I think him coming to the house party with the three bags of shopping,
he's trying to put it in the fridge,
and he puts it in the freezer. That was very funny. I very much enjoyed that. Probably this episode was directed by a director called Jeremy Wooding, who directed a film called The Bollywood Queen with James McAvoy.
There you go.
His finest work. We've not actually talked about Robert Webb yet.
We haven't. I love Robert Webb. Have you read How Not to Be a Boy?
No, I haven't. I got it for Christmas from my Auntie Sam, who we talked about a moment ago.
Amazing book. I speak in abundance about Robert Webb. He's also in the other Armstrong and Bain. Is it Armstrong or was it Eisenberg?
Mitchell and Weblock.
Well, he's in that as well because it's his namesake. But he's in Fresh Meats as a pervy geology teacher.
I have to say I don't like Fresh Meat.
I'm really getting into Jack Whitehall recently.
Yeah.
He's all right. It's funny. I think that's all we've got to say about On the Pull. Really, it's quite a samey episode, but it's good all nonetheless. I enjoy it.
It's fine. Have you watched this back, which is the reunion?
I have watched back. It was disappointing because it was trying to be very, very dark, and it went too dark for the sake of it. Then it wasn't funny.
So it's being like the new. There's not comedies anymore, and there's not dramas. There's only half-hour shows that are comedies that have cancer and serious things. Because when Catastrophe came out, you've not watched Catastrophe.
I haven't.
It's just fantastic. Some of the best TV I've watched.
Have you seen Man Down?
No, I haven't watched Man Down. Is that good?
That's excellent. I enjoy that. I might have to do that at some point.
Yeah.
Right. Next episode. What are we on? Number 3?
Well, it's time for the categories.
Oh, it is? Okay. So the first category we've got is the best Mark story. So it could be a little segment of an episode, or what's the best sort of story.
It's Mark
that
and Alan Johnson.
It is Mark being gay for Johnson. It's great.
Are we spoiling our number 1 here?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was very happy when Alan Johnson showed up again.
Johnson's great. I love Johnson.
I was very ready for him to be my
one-off,
my winner for for next category.
He's there to the end, Tom. You'll like that.
Wonderful news. I think he's excellent. Patterson Joseph. What a name. That's the wrong way around. Joseph Patterson, surely. But no, Patterson Joseph.
He speaks as if he's on a register.
Not that kind of register. We could write it. We're writing one now. Patterson Joseph. Alan Johnson. It's definitely that story. Best Jeremy.
Best Jeremy story. I've picked between 2. I quite like the whole sequence of him trying to remember the bad thing.
No, I didn't find that funny at all.
But I think my favourite thing is him competing with Super Hands over Tony, resulting in the pepper spray sort of.
Oh yeah.
I think that's fun. You could say you sort of Faith meltdown in the funeral.
Yeah, I could go for that.
His outburst about Enya. That's
great.
Yeah,
I'd say the outburst of Enya alone takes the funeral episode to be my favourite Jeremy episode. Even though it is exactly the plot of Hannah and her sisters, I will allow. Also, the stomach. We'll talk about that when we get to funeral.
Yeah.
But the wonderful sort of third act.
Don't put me.
Yeah, don't put me. Because he's what a great gag of there was only one left. That's why the bottle was empty.
It's great.
It just never crossed my mind.
Because it's plausible.
It is plausible.
It's just a very normal thing. It's
great because it's plausible. You
can have that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. What's the next category, Will?
The next category, best one-off character. There's only really a few in Series 1, but I've gone for Valerie. I think
over cancer lady who hasn't got cancer, who's the Shitters of the Year award, and the lady from Dracula.
Yes, I've gone for Valerie.
Dolly Wells is her name.
Yes, I've done Valerie because of what she does to Mark. She really puts him out of his comfort zone, especially when she chokes him during sex. It really brings out the awkwardness in Mark, which I quite. And also, they become really good friends in the end.
Do they?
Yeah, when they just sat, they're actually quite good friends.
Oh, I thought you meant she comes back and becomes a main player.
Oh no, she is a one-off. But you see, they actually get along quite well, which is nice to see.
I'm going to go for Daisy Haggard as practice nurse who has to fondle him from
when he's worried he's going to get an erection.
She's wonderful in the play Consent, and she's great in Psychoville.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
very
she's
good.
Very good.
Let's get the little fellas out.
Yeah, that's not professional. You can't say that. You can't say that. Okay.
And now we've got a couple more categories, Tom.
Oh.
So I've done sort of because of the way the show's written, best spoken line and best sort of internal monologue line, best non-spoken line.
Which is first?
We'll do non-spoken.
Non-spoken is probably the Stalingrad stuff.
Yeah.
In the first couple of episodes, I very much enjoyed that. The interior monologue where he's watching the gay porn was very, very funny.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for the gay porn monologue.
I've gone for one because it's just very relatable. It's the bit where he's putting his socks on and he's like, socks before or after trousers, but never socks before pants. That's the rule. makes a man look scary, like a chicken. Do you put your socks on before your... That's the rule, isn't it? Socks on before or after trousers, doesn't matter, but always before pants.
No. What?
No.
You put socks before your pants?
No, but never before pants, sorry.
I usually go pants.
Pants,
It depends,
then trousers
right?
or socks.
It depends
If you've
how
got
tight.
wet feet.
No, it depends how tight the trousers are, and if it's
Oh.
going to be a problem to lean over to put the socks on.
How thick are your socks?
Well, I wondered where that question was going. How thick is? You can't get around it. No, if I'm just wearing like shorts or something, flowy, then I might put my socks on last. But if I'm wearing a dress shirt, if I'm getting a suit on, if I'm wearing a dress, then my socks go on. If I'm wearing a suit, then it's pants, socks, shirts, trousers, braces, top hat,
overcoat, cummerbund.
I loved him in Sherlock. And what's your final category, Bob?
Spoken line.
Spoken line.
I'll kick us off.
Shoot.
I really like the bit where he comes up to Sophie and he's like, the truth is, I like you. And if you can't handle it, you can just, fuck off. I like that.
I'm going to go for Enya.
Yeah. That's a good little...
I also... the therapy scene in Dream Job is very funny.
I've just left that to talk about in itself. I'm sure we'll cover
However,
the whole therapy scene.
That could steal a few spoken or non-spoken. Well, let's get to it now. It's my number 3.
It's it's actually my number 1.
Oh,
yes. Oh. Dream Job. I love Dream Job.
Okay, so Dream Job. Let's talk about Dream Job.
Yeah. It's great. It's got some really good scenes in. But the story itself isn't the best, but it's got some great sort of gags, which I think is why it's my favourite. I love the whole calling Sophie. The whole pissing and then drying them in the toilets. And she walks in and, what are you doing? It's not my piss. Why? Whose would it? It's great. Calling Sophie from the bottom of the garden. You're having spaghetti. It's linguine. You're having linguine. That's a good gag. And then the whole therapy scene where we're going to do some word association. Sophie, mother. Fuck. No, sorry. Can I? That's great.
What's my score? Can I take it again? Can I?
And then that final. What do you see? A twat. A hungry, devouring twat.
There's a lot of break-ins and in the first 2 seasons at least, multiple scenes of people, going to people's houses with bats and mace.
Yeah.
Lots of smashing of windows at Sophie or Jeff's house.
Yeah.
Does that continue? Is that just a running thing that people keep doing?
Probably, yeah. There's a few break-ins there in there.
Because I think, in a way, it's a lazy way to end every episode.
Oh, okay.
Every sort of episode builds up to the same. Okay, so they either call her or they break in.
Yeah. It's I've always said series 1 they're finding their feet and they we'll get series 2 is actually my favourite series of all 9. Yeah.
Okay.
As a whole series, obviously a lot of my favourite episodes are dotted everywhere. But as a series, I think series 2 is well packed. But yeah, Dream Job, very good episode. Anything more you want to say about that?
No, I'm all right. Yeah. My number 2 is Funeral.
So my number 5 is Funeral. So let's talk about Funeral.
If there's 2 things I love in a film or a TV show, it's funerals and weddings. More so the final 10 minutes in the cabin. I thought that was right. I thought that was a lovely set piece.
with him lying on the floor watching porn just in the middle of the room.
A bit rude.
And then obviously him trying to come on to Sophie because he thinks he hasn't got long left to live. And then that wonderful last gag. That's a good series ender gag as well, I think. That's it's the best final episode gag of series 1, definitely. It's very funny.
Yes, indeed. Even beating Nancy going off to have some LSD sex.
Oh, well, of series 1. Yes.
Here's a review. I like the bit where he has a coffin made out of cardboard. That's 10 out of 10 from Enya. Don't know if that's a real review.
The real Enya.
Yeah. Where do we sit on Enya? Do you hate Enya as much as... Oh, there we go. Right, I despise Enya. Say hello. Orinoco Flow.
Say hello.
Despise.
I think I bet you'll be disappointed that after series... Because obviously series 1, they've got the plip, plip, plop, whatever theme tune.
Yeah, and then I don't like the new theme tune.
You not like Flagpole Sitter? I love Flagpole Sitter.
No, I prefer the...
You can hear it. It's still like the sort of connection segment, but now you can hear it faintly when they're bowling. I think that's probably where they got it from. But then they don't finish episodes with a song anymore. They finish it with Flagpole Sitter again. So obviously you've got Something Stupid, and
yeah. I always like that. As someone who has read multiple episodes of TV series I've written, you know that is something I like.
Yeah.
And I get that mainly from Mad Men. I think that I like every episode being a different play out. It makes the episodes feel less of a whole. I mean, it depends what sort of show you're trying to create, but
yeah.
Anyway, I adore. We haven't talked about the interview yet. Are we going to talk about the interview now? Is that your number 2?
It's my number 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I love the song "Something Stupid." What can I say?
It's great. He got told off though, didn't he? Because
Nancy. Oh, sorry.
He got told off because he's singing with his daughter. That's the only.
Yes. He got told off by who?
I think his producer.
Oh.
I think there's a story where Frank, you just can't sing a love song with your daughter.
Yeah, it is slightly weird. Have you seen the music video with Nicole Kidman and Robbie Williams?
No,
it's wonderful. It's Nicole. I'm sure this has come up before. My great adoration for Nicole Kidman.
Yes,
and her multiple talents. She's a wonderful actress and she's a wonderful singer, as evidenced in Moulin Rouge, and the song "Something Stupid." And the music video is very funny. It's like all 50s, and they're all dressed in beautiful suits, and she's in this marvelous like 50s cardigan, and then it gets all kinky and leathery and lacy, and it's like ha ha ha. This stuff probably was happening in the 50s, but
with Frank and Nancy.
Oh no! Don't begrudge. Frank Sinatra's got enough bad things against him. Don't add incest. Yes.
You've got Nazi Love.
Yes, that was funny. But also, it bordered the line of ridiculousness that I don't find funny. Because you would never do that. You can pass as much off as you want. No, I don't think he would. There are certain things that doesn't matter how anxious and whatever you are.
He loves history. He's a history fanatic, and he links everything back to 20th century warfare most of the time, or ancient Egypt. And there's obviously you won't know the memes, but there's a big meme going around at the moment in one of the Peep Show pages. Mark, you're in the stationery cupboard. That's right, Jeff. But they like to change around the words. That's a funny one. And obviously the guy.
Tell me one of the ones, and I'll tell you if it's funny.
But it's just like Mark, and they'll block out in the state, and like Mark, you're the stationery cupboard, and it's a picture of the stationery. You know, anti-memes that aren't funny, and you're like, I love them. And you got the funny gag of the guy with the limp coming out of the lift.
Yeah, but he's not. He's a bastard.
No, he is.
He's a bastard, man.
They should have stickers. Oh no, that's what they did in the. I like that. That's a good joke.
I like the whiskey apparatus that they make with the shower tap, where he fills tops his whiskey up with water.
Yes.
I don't know at
Can
what
you
point...
do the washing up without washing up liquid, Tom?
Oh, that was good as well. That was very good as well.
The whole pyramid selling thing.
The
yeah,
first
I like that.
thing is to mention is it's definitely not pyramid selling. I found that very funny.
Yeah.
We've talked about funeral. We've talked about dream job. We've only got Mark Makes a Friend to talk about.
Yes, Mark Makes a Friend.
Which is my number one.
My number 3. But I found it very difficult to... because I got my 3 favourites, and then on the pull, funeral, warring factions are all sort of... but I love them all equally. Mark Makes a Friend. What better way to introduce a massive character in Peep Show than make the leading guy think he might be gay for him? It's
Didn't like any of the Super Hands flashback stuff in this episode. I thought, did nothing for me.
And it's strange looking back at that, because you think that's not Super Hands. It's amazing how different he becomes, and I think I'm very looking forward to.
And also, it breaks all the conventions of the POV thing. See, this is the problem. This is another problem I have, is when they break the POV. Because as much as I hate
POV
in the bus scene in season 2, and there's lots of there are multiple establishing shots.
But it's POV. It's always POV from someone. Maybe not. Would you prefer it? It has to be POV from a character and not for some random.
Well, no, because then you can't have. Then you can't have stuff. But it's like when they do the JLB credit things, and we know that they're at JLB credit.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you've got a thing, you need to stick with it.
Yeah.
And for me,
I think they do it enough. They do it enough. Give them credit.
Yes, no, Mark Makes a Friend. It's wonderful. And then Olivia Colman and Neil Fitzgerald, Rayvon, as I'll refer to it. So far, this is the only episode of Peep Show that has been given an 18 certificate by the BBFC. Consequently, the Series 1 DVD is labelled with the 18 logo. Do you know why?
Oh. Is it because of actual pornography clips?
The gay porn video.
Yeah.
Did you know that, like Mark, in real life, David Mitchell does not have a driving licence?
I can very much believe that. That's the thing, because it was written for, obviously, Mitchell and Webb in mind for these characters, and especially David Mitchell. David Mitchell is Mark in real life.
Well, I noticed in the credits it's written by Jesse Armstrong, Sam Bain, and who's the other chap? Andrew O'Connor, with additional material.
Yeah.
So I presume that, I don't know whether that is improv.
It's probably
or
improv,
whether it's
gags. So maybe Mark would have been like, "Oh, actually, I would have done this." And there's a lot. You can see a lot of crossovers from Peep Show and actual Mitchell and Webb look. There's gags that cross over that are both done excellently. Right. Shall we try to rank this?
We can try to rank. So the only one that we have in common is on the pull at number 4.
Yeah. That's locked in.
Let's start at number 6. I'll give you Warring Factions at 6 because I had it at 5. Warring Factions is locked in.
Then I've got Funeral at 6. Is that quite high up for you?
I've got Funeral at 2. So we meet in the middle and put Funeral at 3.
Yeah.
So that leaves 5, 2, and 1. We have. I'll give you Dream Job at 1. Mark Makes a Friend at 2.
Yeah, and we put Interview down to 5. Yeah. Okay.
And well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Mark. Dream. Fantastic. Right, let's move on to series number 2. So you were pretty, you sort of got this out of the way rather quickly of don't let series 1 put you off. However, I didn't really notice a huge change in quality From series 1 to series 2.
Yeah.
I sort of felt they were both as
No, they are
adequate and fine and moderately funny as each other.
I think it comes with, I don't want to say it, but even camera technology and quality. The sort of, it becomes more contemporary as it goes along. Especially series 1 feels very early 2000s, the sort of whole feel of it. But no, I think it's just series 2 in particular. It seems to be the one I quote a lot. And it starts to push them out of their comfort zones as characters and starts to introduce this more surreal life that they have.
To a point, they're pushed out of their comfort zones to the point of it being cut from Netflix.
Yes. Oh, are we going to have this discussion?
But not from Channel 4. So I watched it on Netflix, and then I watched the blackface scene on YouTube.
Yes.
And sort of just fitted it in.
I've always said this. Obviously, we all know everything that's wrong with blackface.
Yes, we do.
However, in this scene in particular, I do think it's not justified, but it's in the context. It's highlighting what's wrong with blackface. It's not glorifying it.
I think in the grand scheme of all of the ones that have been in the public eye,
yeah,
I think this is one of the ones that I sort of thought,
it's done well, but is it necessary?
No,
because obviously it's taken out, and you don't miss it, do you? I think that's a good point.
And I don't like the button either. Fuck me in the ass and think I'm your mother. As much as I love Nancy,
just a bit of naughty Nancy.
Yes,
I thought you'd like Nancy.
Yes, well, not to be too crude, by all accounts, I have a thing for blondes, and this is obviously a very attractive blonde.
We love Nancy.
Yes, we do. I think she's excellent. I hope she stays in it for longer. Does she? Do we ever film more?
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm not giving anything away.
Okay.
I want you to have the same experience as me.
It was actually during one of those sex scenes where I recognised her and I thought, who's that? And she's Kitty Nygaard in Fargo season 1. She's Martin Freeman's sister-in-law.
Very good.
The one who goes, I was the prom queen. Who cheats on the prom queen? And oh God, why don't we need to get to Fargo? But we need to go to Fargo. And we meet her in. Oh no, that's not my number 6. So number 6, I'll start us off this time. Same as we did you. The Man Show.
Really, I've got The Wedding. Or Wedding.
I've got Wedding at 5.
Okay,
let's talk about Wedding now.
Yeah.
As talked about earlier in this episode, what's the one thing I love, Will?
A wedding.
I love a wedding. And this sort of disappointed me.
It's because it's a sad wedding. It's because she...
No, but it should have been a whole episode. It should have been a whole wedding episode. Yeah.
And
they should have
I don't want to spoil things, but there's multiple more wedding episodes to come.
Oh, good.
Dedicated with it. Yeah.
Yeah, they should have stretched out to a whole episode and really stretched out. The best gag in this is him
dancing on his own to Solid as a Rock.
Yeah, the first dance on his own. And also, I thought the best man speech was thwarted. Is there more ideal comedy than an anxious guy doing a improv best man speech? No. And then the jealous Tony affair.
Yes, I also love. This is for me when you start to see. Obviously, it's episode 6. But this series, this sketch in particular, when you start to see Superhands become the sort of person he's going to be, when he's playing the pub quiz, and he's like, and Mark's trying to give him all the answers, and what's Ricky Tiki Tak? I like that.
Good.
That's good.
What have you ever done a pub quiz, Will, where they talk about the urban myth about Jamie Lee Curtis's hermaphrodite nature?
No, I didn't even know the urban myth.
Didn't you?
No.
No, yeah, famously. I mean, not famously. She's all woman, and what a woman she is. Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, incredible. Do you know who Jamie Lee Curtis's famous husband is?
I have a feeling you've told me before.
Christopher Guest, who we saw as Count Rugen in The Princess Bride.
Yes.
This is Spinal Tap, and he's the medical doctor in A Few Good Men for like half a minute, and it's very odd. I always forget that he's in it, and then he comes on and he goes, "Yes, that could happen with the rag was soaked in the blood." And I just go, what's Christopher Guest doing here? And then I remember Rob Reiner directed it. And
yes.
anyway, pardon me. I know they're not having sex.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess he'd, yeah.
Are you on about what?
Nancy over Tony.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that she, I mean, I just wait. He says it himself. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
It's Jeremy. He's just a horny devil.
Should I say this now that I prefer Mark to no end over Jeremy?
Oh, I'm a big Mark fan, but I think the reason why is because both me and you relate quite a lot to Mark, and none of us are in the drug sort of scene. And I know you don't find druggy humour, especially the Jeremy type sort of humour. Well, but I think Jeremy's a bit too surreal. Mark's quite.
It's not awkward. That I don't like druggy humour. It's that I don't like bad druggy humour where it's just cheap and it's like the festival.
Smoking crack.
No, that was funny. That was funny because he like pulled it out like a wedding venue or whatever it was. Yeah, they had the engagement party and he was like, "Yeah, God, this cracks Moorish. Yeah. Really cracks me up." But crack. But
the Super Hands crack joke is great.
But like festival, I just did 5 lines of ketamine. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm so foolish and fucking Jesus Christ, what a knob. Yeah, am I still talking about a fictional character, or am I talking about real people? Who knows? Great. I'll let you know. I'm talking about a real person.
Let's move on to episode 5. Not episode 5.
Ranking number 5. My ranking number 5 is Wedding.
So I've got Local Zero or Hero.
I have Local Zero at my 4.
Let's do.
We'll talk about Local Zero now then.
I love it. It's great. I love the whole Johnson thinking that Mark's an alcoholic.
Yes, again, Johnson and he has to steals the show.
Johnson steals every episode that he's in. And you've got obviously him at AA having to just make up the whole thing. and he stops vodka. And you think surely that's enough, and then he carries on.
Gin, vodka, not even a drink, just mixing it all up.
Frozen chips straight out of the bag. I don't even bother to cook them, and then I just
I'm a lager drinker. I thought the gag was going to be that he started going into Chumbawamba. He drinks a whiskey drink. He drinks a lager drink, but he didn't. I'm a lager man, and now I'm on the rum and coke. As if that's mind you, I worked at a cricket club. There is a whole band of guys who have their mainly older men who have their multiple pints of bitter and then have a rum and coke to finish.
I'm like that. I like a whiskey coke. I'm a big whiskey spirit fan.
I'm in the dream.
Like vodka, don't you? You like your vodka.
I would probably have vodka rocks.
Chilled.
Yes, definitely chilled. Vodka. I like a vodka rocks when it comes to actual. I warm, shitty vodka. You can. I don't want to be too much of a snob. See, I'm not a drug snob, but I am a booze snob. I remember I was at Sinead's, which was the pseudo party house, and Hen, lovely woman, she had a friend over, and I came in the middle of the day, and I hadn't eaten, and I said, "Can I bring a steak to cook, and I'll have it there." And I came with my coat on, my scarf, my OJ leather gloves, and a bottle of red wine and a piece of steak, and I said, "Is it all right if I just use the pad now?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I came in and I poured my wine and let it breathe, and I had a glass of water, and this guy called Ezra, and he was just like, I like him already, because what an introduction. That's all you need to know about me, really. I like OJ. I like gloves. Oh no, that's the same thing. But I like red wine. I like steak. I have a nice coat. What do you mean you miss steak?
I haven't had a steak in years. Yeah.
What do you mean years? Go down and get one.
Okay.
How close is the shop?
Well, I'm currently living in a house of vegetarians.
Is Becky a vegetarian?
Oh no, but
thank God.
They try to eat very healthily, which is understandable. Like we had a nice roast the other day. That was lovely.
Oh, did they just have potatoes?
No, we all had a chicken.
So they're not vegetarians?
It's mainly red meat.
Ah, okay. So they're flexitarians.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, very good. Back to
the misadventures of Mark and Jeremy.
Back to Local Zero. I thought that the whole getting caught on the TV thing was funny, but also semi ridiculous again. I know that all sitcoms have to have a semi ridiculous angle, but
I love the final where Jeremy finally cracks and he's like Nim.
This is the one with the Polish guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, maybe it's just because I haven't had sex in a long time, but when she didn't have sex with him because
the final taboo, let's not have sex.
It was painful to watch. But also when they were just about to have sex, and then she was like, "Where's Nim?" I thought, "Oh no, just have sex with him." It was like watching a horror film. I was like, "No, don't go in there."
Very good.
Another sad glimpse into my life. So my number 4 is Local Zero. What's your number 4?
Dance Class.
It's my number 3. So we're like, I've put
Man
Show at 6.
It's because I've got Man Show quite high. That's why I think Man Show is just knocked all of ours. Because we definitely got the same number 1. Surely.
We'll see. Okay, Dance Class. Yeah, the introduction to Naughty Sexy Nancy.
Meet Naughty Nancy at the Rainbow Rhythms.
Yes, that's very funny. I'm just scrolling through the IMDb pictures, and just couple picture, Mark dancing, them at the lake, blackface. it's a very it's an odd montage.
A jump scare.
I'm going to spoil my best non-spoken line. Actually, we should have done that anyway.
Let's go into it now and let's come back to Dance Class.
Okay. Well, I'm going to throw it all in the air. My best non-spoken line is "Be Louis Theroux." Just because I adore Louis Theroux. And I know exactly what wry smile at the orgy he's talking about. I presume he's talking about the Swingers episode.
Yeah.
There's more than enough room on this sofa, man. Come over here. I'm okay, actually. Thank you.
Now that whole scene, I mean, going back to Dance Class, that whole log cabin, I love it. When they had to kiss. The best thing about that for me is Mark
Keep
breaking
talking,
into...
Will.
I'll wait. We can cut this bit out if you're...
to show you.
You're watching in the edit.
I can't believe this has never been shown. I can't believe this has never been shown before. We've got a special guest today.
Oh,
on the podcast. Are you ready? Are you ready to meet our special guest?
I am.
It's Louis Theroux.
Oh, it's of course. This is what you wore at the quiz.
Did I wear this at the quiz?
Yeah, because you were like, "Who is this?" The first bonus point, first person to run up and tell me who this is.
No, I went to a wedding.
It was a wedding, yeah.
Yes, I went to a wedding, and the groom looked a bit like Louis Theroux, so they all printed off pictures. I should wear this as my COVID mask, or just put the COVID mask over
Louis Theroux.
Look at that. That works. Look at that. That's a bit frightening.
It's terrifying.
For those of you listening, I have donned the face of Louis Theroux.
Just like John Travolta.
What about Face Off with Louis?
Face Off's great. Oh,
Face Off is great. I've just scheduled it. The whole Rainbow Rhythms and into the orgy.
And then Mark singing a nightingale sang over Berkeley Square. That's wonderful.
It is good.
And I love the beginning of the episode. We'll just keep on this, might as well now.
Yes, oh, true, yes.
The beginning of the episode, when Mark's trying to work out Sophie's password at the party, the work party, he's like,
yes.
What's the name of your first pet?
I love the joke of, I bet she thinks it's called Sex in the City.
Yes.
Because so many people do, and it always annoys me. It's the exact sort of anal joke that I was like, okay, yeah, even if this is just a fine show, there's enough of those little jokes. We didn't talk about the Sting. Do you think Sting actually cares if the Russians feed their kids?
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin my best spoken line.
We'll go into it now. Yeah.
It's not. No, Mark has the next line. How long is Das Boot? And he goes, 4.5 wonderful hours. Because Das Boot is 4.5 wonderful hours. Das Boot's great.
And they just sat there, and she's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, it's nearly over, isn't it? No, it's not. No. Yes, wonderful Das Boot. Das Boot.
In fact, let's just save the categories to the end.
Okay.
Let's change it up. Because a lot of mine are based on the next few episodes.
Okay, fair enough. My number 2 is University Challenge. My
number 3 is University Challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've pretty similar opinions.
Yeah. So you said to me that this was one of the best episodes ever, but you've put the Man Show above it, which is my number 6.
Yes. It's among the Peep Show community. University Challenge is regarded as one of the good ones. Not the good. They're all good. One of the
best.
One of the best. Obviously, the wonderful Peter Capaldi as Professor McLeish.
Basically, just playing Donald Sutherland in Animal House. He literally does the exact same. Let's smoke a joint. Hey, do you want to smoke a joint? Except he doesn't have sex with Karen Allen. Mark does win this time.
Yes. Well, he's so close. He's so close,
but so far.
And then that's a great gag when he's just about to get with April, and then he rings Sophie. Hi, Sophie. I'm just about to. I'm here with lovely April. We're probably going to have sex.
See, that did nothing for me because it again stretched the realism. Who would ever do that? And don't say Mark because he's anxious. I just don't think...
It's just a funny gag. I like it.
Yeah, it's funny enough. You need the setup of Sophie ringing him. He would never ring her just out of the blue.
It is always strange, but I just laugh at how surreal it is because obviously I've got more of a surreal comedy taste to you.
But also, you can't have I like surreal comedy, but it needs to be fully surreal.
In context. I think my favourite gag of this whole episode is them on the bus, and I think this is probably my best non-spoken line combination, but it's when Jeremy says, I could say that's all ancient history. That would make him laugh. And he says, that's all ancient history now. And the look that David Mitchell gives him is hilarious.
We have another IT Crowd alum.
Yes.
Look at me. I'm having an orgasm. Who came up in Paddington 2 episode.
Yes. I think you'll be very happy to hear April may have another appearance later along the line.
Oh. I don't know if I'm that happy. I thought she was fine. Okay. Well, did you know that in real life there is no University of Dartmouth?
Yes.
Yeah. Of course you did. We missed and neglected to talk about another IT Crowd alum, Sarah Hadland.
Yes.
Who I famously met.
Yes. And she is in my favourite non-spoken line. The bit where he meets her and he's like, can't retract the wink unless, brilliant, the twitching freak works every time when he starts winking and blinking.
This has one of my favourite non-spoken/spoken lines where he goes, do the Columbo, and he does the Columbo. That's very funny.
Yeah.
He only had one thing, of course, but still, he shits on Quincy.
Yes.
There's 2 big Columbo heads. Anything else you want to talk about with University Challenge, Will? I think it's quite a sad episode. It
is
the ending. It's the famous,
it's very sad.
so close, so far.
Yeah.
And
I like the party, also the dinner party where Jeremy.
Yes, Jeremy's interruption. Yeah.
He's like, he's a loan manager. Yes, I manage my student loan, and he's just finished there, Mark. You're done.
And the bringing up Sister Carrie. Well, I don't actually care for Dreiser. So you just have all these books that you don't like.
Yeah.
And I think in a way, no, because I do read them. I never buy. I'm not the sort of guy who's bought War and Peace, knowing full well that he'll never read it. I've never gone that far.
I always make an effort to read everything I buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't get around to it for a while, but I will.
Yeah.
We'll read it.
What can I say? I'm a collector.
Right, let's do the man show.
Oh yeah.
At my number 2, your number 6.
6.
Yeah. I just think it's quite funny. It's got.
Well, they're all quite funny.
Yeah. It's. I think it's a very well spaced out gag episode. You've obviously got. I love the poker game. Red Sky at Night, Shepherd's Delight. That's a great gag. But I think the best part of this whole episode is obviously the bungee jump.
Yeah.
I'm too hungry to jump. I'm too bloody hungry. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the whole Mark pretending to be gay. I think it's all. It's very good. It's almost a filler episode.
Yeah.
Sort of establishing, but that's probably all we've got to say because I really want to talk about both of our number one. Jeremy makes it.
The broom. Go back to man show.
Sorry.
The broom business just was.
I'm going to broom you.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
I like it. I like Jeremy on the phone coughing.
Yeah, that was fun. I always cough.
Yeah.
That was good. But yes, no, Jeremy makes it.
Jeremy makes it. I think it's my favourite episode of all time. I'd like to think it's your favourite so far.
It might be Mark Makes a Friend. Yeah. I think the love of Alan Johnson might just pull it through.
Yeah.
Yes, the Steve Edge's Daryl, another Phoenix Nights alum.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, it's a great episode.
It's great. Obviously got the whole Honda with GOG, the advert.
Yes, that was also funny in it.
I love the band rehearsal where what we need to do is create a powerful sense of dread. The longer the note, the more dread.
I very much enjoyed the what's the flute called again?
The cor anglais.
The cor anglais. He really wants more cor anglais.
I love the break-in as well. Nice packet of Crunchy Nut there. Pretty expensive, as I recall.
Oh, yes, that's funny.
They're trying to kill me. He's eating sushi. Don't worry, it's meant. That's great.
Yeah. Come on. Who does Alan play in the Phoenix Night Stars in Their Eyes episode? Is one of them? He's not the Gary Glitter. Oh, he's just the pianist, isn't he? He's the pianist of them all. Karate Kid the musical. What a show! Can't be Phoenix Nights. You just can't.
I love the whole Daryl. Daryl is one of my favorite. I mean, I'll spoil my best one-off character. It's Daryl.
Oh, it's Daryl.
It's the Frankie and Benny's scene.
Yep. Well, you just need to admit that you guys are better at football.
He thinks you're French. It's great.
that was very. Yeah. This is no, you're right. This is up there definitely so far.
Very good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed this episode in particular. Yeah.
The great Heil Hitler. You know we're not supposed to say that.
You know you're not supposed to do that, Daryl. England for the English. Don't you mean Germany for the Germans?
Right. What's wrong with it? In actuality, I think
Thai curry.
Yeah, the GOG business. Knock it down a little bit, I think.
Yeah. I like GOG. And you've also got the running gag all the way through this of Super Hands and his crack.
Super Hands and his crack. I liked Nancy's attempt at singing Come
Yes.
on away.
They're gonna get you.
away.
Oh, they're coming for you. The cor anglais at the...
Yeah. I hope this is the show that I have to sit through another 7 seasons of.
This is sort of the feel that Peep Show becomes. It's very good. I love the cone. That's not funny. Repeat.
Yes,
not
that was
funny.
good. That was good. That reminds me of the time where I was with a drunken man who thought it was hilarious to take a mirror. And he was like, "I've got a mirror." I thought, what? I do feel like an old man. Like, that's just like... It's like, where is he? Well, we need to get the train. He's in the bathroom stealing a mirror. What? And, yeah. So, I guess I am an old man. I'm too old for this business. Right, let's do some categories before we do the ranking.
Yes. So, best Mark story, it's befriending Daryl.
Yeah.
Or stalking April. I quite like him stalking April.
I think it's got to be befriending Daryl, but we'll give it
It's
a close
gotta be
second.
Daryl.
We'll give it a close second.
I think Jeremy trying so hard to be involved in the Honda advert is definitely the best Jeremy story.
Yeah. I like the wedding. I like his adoration.
Yeah.
I think his,
solid as a rock.
I think his actual love for Nancy.
Yeah.
I think he knows that he's looked out. I think.
Yeah.
Whether that's love or not, we don't know. But and he thwarts it.
You do really feel for the guy.
He thwarts it.
Where's Nancy? The best man speech. And to where's Nancy? Oh, she's got a job interview. Well, I say to Nancy, good luck with the interview.
Does she get the job, Will?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, how exciting! Continue.
Yes, and then what have we got? Best one-off character, Daryl, obviously. Spoken line. Here we go. Jeremy Makes It is the most memed episode. I know you've probably seen a lot of Christmas episodes. You've got No Turkey. We'll get to that. But you've got 4 on Jeremy. 4. That's insane. That's a great one. Crunching Up and Dread. It's just packed with good lines. That's why I love Jeremy Makes It.
Did you know, Will, that on the Series 2 DVD, the title for this episode is The Commission?
Oh, I don't like that. Jeremy Makes It is very good.
Still hot, 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 hot.
Also, we've neglected to talk about the ending to the Man Show. It's great. You've got... Oh, is it?
Within Weeping.
Yes, and you've got...
Without You.
Without You. That's great.
I can't live living as without you. I can't give anymore. What a beautiful song.
Right, should we do a ranking?
Let's do some ranking. So Jeremy Makes It is our number 1.
Oh, definitely.
I do believe...
What are we going to do with the Man Show? I'm happy to...
No, it's fine. I'll give you Man Show at 2.
Ooh. No, I'm happy to put Man Show somewhere where... Because we've kept the same order, pretty much. We can put it in the middle if you want.
So Jeremy Makes It, University.
Yeah.
Dance class.
Then we'll do Man Show.
Okay. Dance class, Man Show. Still hot, 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 hot. Solid as a rock. Okay, our Peep Show rankings. Series number 1. Number 6, Warring Factions. Number 5, The Interview. Number 4, On the Pull. Number 3, Funeral. Number 2, Mark Makes a Friend. Number 1, Dream Job. Series number 2. Number 6, Wedding. Number 5, Local Hero. Number 4, Man Show. Number 5, Dance Class. Number 2, University Challenge. Number 1, Jeremy Makes It.
I'm very happy with that.
Good.
I'm very happy with a not so. I think you've liked it more than I expected, because I expected you to just hate it, but you've
because people think I'm a monster. People think
I do.
I make my mind up on things before I've seen them, and it's just not true. It never has been true.
I'm very happy, and I feel almost proud that I brought you into this wonderful world.
I mean, we'll see if... Yeah, but you've brought me in it for the next 5 weeks. The real thing will be if I stay there.
Mm.
What we're doing with the Christmas episode? We're just going to have to watch it, aren't we?
Oh, I watched it this morning.
What?
I'm currently on Series 7. Just as I go about it. Yeah, I watched Christmas. I'm going to do New Year's this afternoon.
Okay, that's fine. New Year's.
No, Christmas special I watch many times a year.
Ooh. Sometimes if I'm like really depressed, I'll watch the final scene of Scrooged, but that's it. I'll have to, I'll listen to Phil Murray giving me faith in life again. But
it's because I never watched Peep Show when it was aired, so I don't know if it was aired on Christmas Day. It's they've only done one New Year's episode.
Which series is the Christmas episode? Will?
7, I believe.
And it's called Season's Beatings.
Yes.
It came out on Christmas Eve.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Christmas Eve 2010. Yeah, it does make sense. Christmas Eve 2010, and the New Year's Eve episode came out on the 29th of December 2010. Oh
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So obviously, but you need to watch them in order to follow the plot.
I will.
Thank you.
It's all right. You're still okay. Right. So next time we will be doing Series 3 and Series 4. But between then, we're going to be having our first delve into the world of one of the greatest directors ever, Martin Scorsese.
Exciting.
It is exciting. We've sort of done a bit of a grab bag. We sort of said one per decade. This most certainly will, but not be the last time. We returned to the well of Scorsese, and we sort of helped ourselves out with the 90s pick by already doing a Goodfellas episode, which you unfortunately missed. But it was a good episode.
Some say the best.
Yeah, the critics have called it, when we won the BAFTA, it was for that episode. No, marvellous stuff. So, well, actually, I tell a lie. It's The Graduate before we delve into Scorsese.
It is.
One of my all-time favourite films ever. Well, it's been a pleasure. I hope that my love for this show starts.
But your liking of it has already begun.
I hope my moderate enjoyment of each episode
grows.
Continues. Yes, no, I hope it grows. I hope it becomes my favourite show ever. Who would want to watch, something so mediocre and fine as these 12 episodes? Oh, mate! Oh my word! No, it's just above fine.
That's very good because fine is a baseline for you.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Fine. Well, I usually say that fine is worse than terrible. I only enjoy things if they're really, 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 really good or really, 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 really bad. And I have to say that these are fine at current.
Thank you.
They're definitely edging more to good than bad.
Oh, well, that's only good news.
Yes, indeed. And, well, we'll see what happens next time. So we'll see you next time, Will. It's been a pleasure. I've been Tom Carruthers.
I've been Will Leggetter.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba